Hey, appreciate your patience for allowing me to pull up what I think is going to be the vehicle for you. So the all-new QX55 has 3 different options, but you mentioned that to me a couple significant ingredients, in which case I think the sensory slate gray is going to be best for you. You mentioned you wanted the comfort and convenience of the Proactive Pro Assist package to help your driver experience. You wanted the comfort of the genuine appointed leather, the motionless liftgate, but you also said you wanted something that you knew it in the parking lot and your friends knew that you had something special, something provocative, sleek, athletic. And that's why the slate gray is going to be the one for you. Take a look. The slate gray, they just now let this one go. First to the line, take a look. The slate gray is the first time that they put this one on the SUV. And what you're going to notice up front here is the double arch grille in between. You've got the Japanese in mind when they wanted to pay homage to them with that origami style mesh. The black excerpts there kind of promote the vehicle, tie it all together, that beautiful color. The sensors in the front, we're going to go more into that in a moment with the moving object detection and some of that proximity sensor. Moving along here, I wanted you to see the headlights, which by the way, they had the human eye in mind when they designed these. The cube link LEDs are not only super sleek and sharp, but the low beam will move on a swivel in the direction in which I turn my wheels, so it enhances the driver experience. But the other drivers in front of you will really like the high beam assist when it toggles on and off if you're getting in their way with all that. Feast your eyes on the world's first VC Turbo 2.0, gives you 268 horsepower, 280 pounds of torque. Not only is it super powerful, but you also mentioned, you said, Dave, I'm looking at the Land Rover Invoke, I'm looking at the Lexus NX F-Type, and you said the R-Spec Acura, none of which can muster up to 28 miles to the gallon. So it beats all those, and it beats it in a couple other ways, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. So lots of power, lots of fuel efficiency. Let's close this and take a look. So you can notice you have a 20-inch wheel. Not only is it sharp in design, and you have the 4 vented disc brakes, but you have run flats. You get a flat tire, you don't have to worry. You can get to the next place. No one's going to have to stop and help you. You're not going to have to hoist the thing up. You're not going to have to call for help. You'll be able to get to the nearest place and get it fixed easily. It does have an active torque rod in it, which counterbalances some of that road noise, which is going to be fantastic. But a beautiful wheel. And as we move along, before I get to the taillights though, if I'm standing here, you'll notice the beautiful arch that they have here. And that's basically where they slope off the back end to keep it that sport coupe design that they had in mind on this compact SUV. So as you see, like I said, just kind of gives that beautiful drop off here, super beautiful, ties it in with the black insert, and the exterior blinker also gives it not only an aesthetically pleasing look, but a little bit more convenience when trying to signal over. Coming to the back, you've got the 3-dimensional piano key taillights, beautiful in design. A lot of people call them the Spider-Man taillights. But very, very sharp, very minimalistic design here. Infiniti put forth right here, just the top of the pyramid there. Boom, if I wanted to hit that, it would open the liftgate. But I'm not gonna do that. You said you like to shop a lot. You like the comfort and convenience of it, being able to do this number right here. Opens the liftgate easily, right? So, let me do that again here. There it is, I missed it. So just like that, pops it right open. And there's a couple different things. Before I get here, I wanna show you here. For the size class vehicle, some of the most cargo room in the market, you have 26.9 cubic feet of space back here. If I lift this up, you get a little bit more. I've got some utility space down there. 60-40 split seat, so if I want to lay the majority down, I just pull that tether there, and provided the seat was pulled up far enough, I have all that utility space and still get a passenger, which is fantastic, okay? And just like that, yeah. So, one thing that I wanted to mention to you is in terms of closing this, you'll see you have 2 buttons here. The first button is if I were to hold this and I can manipulate, like say you're a short person like myself, right? You may not want it to ever open up beyond this point. So I can dictate that for you and customize that, but that's a unique feature. But here's the other thing. If I hit lock, I can just boom like so. And with impunity, I can walk away knowing, you know, my car is locked and everything like that. So it's gonna not only lower your lift gate, but it's gonna lock all the car doors around it and you're good to go. Let's make our way around here. So, because I'm close, all I gotta do is hit this button, unlocks the car real nice and easy, boom, just like that. But I wanted you to be able to see, because you also mentioned you have a bad back, and getting in and out is important. So it's not an SUV you have to climb in, and it's not, you know, a coupe that you have to roll into. Very easy, right? Boom, just like that. Okay, here I am, 6'3", 250 pounds of muscle. This beats all your competitors too in the legroom department. Boom, just like that. I mean, honestly, I could sit cross-legged. I don't know if it's legal, but I could. So you do have a ton of space for the legroom. Again, I'm 6'3". I hope I get shotgun. If not, I'll take the cargo room in the back. But plenty of space. Now, one other thing I wanted you to see here is you got USB port back here for my phone or device, and I've got tri-climate. You heard it, tri-climate control. Not just dual up front, but I got my climate back here. So, you know, hot over here, cold over here, tornado in the back. Boom. Oh, you probably noticed on my way out the Bose Performance Series 16 surround sound audio system. We're gonna go over that in a moment too. But if you wanna hop on in, I'm gonna show you a few other things. First thing I'd like to go over is gonna be, oh, let me move your seat here. All right. So as I adjust my seat, the first thing I go over is I've got an 8-way power seat, so I can go up, down, to, fro. I can manipulate it just to my satisfaction, and the lower lumbar support, which is fantastic. You'll notice I have my air conditioned seats turned on because it's a very, very hot day, and if it wasn't, I'd have the heated seats positioned right here. I would have that turned on if need be. Now, once you guys get back from the test drive and you buy this car, I'm going to show you how to pair your key. It's got an intelligent key. Key number 1 would be me. Key number 2 would be my wife. When I get in the car and start it, I want it to automatically adjust my seat the way I want it to feel. I want it to adhere to my drive mode and everything like that. So I can show you that. So speaking of drive mode, let me show that to you real quick. Drive mode is located right down here. Boom. And I can, at the top screen, you'll notice I have 2 screens. I'm going to go over that. I can go personal, sport, standard, and eco. We'll start with eco being the most fuel efficient option at the expense of your power. And sport is the opposite. It's going to give you a little bit more power at the expense of your fuel efficiency. Probably on the interstate, it's going to be the best time to use that, where you're already getting optimum fuel efficiency and you want it to feel a little zippier. Standard is the way it was optimized, and then personal is customizable, which is down here. So if I go down to this little screen here and I went to drive mode selector, I might say to myself, you know what, for my engine, I want to be in eco mode because I want to save all the, and Lord knows we need to save gas, right, in this day and age. But I don't want my steering wheel to be impacted. I want it to be, you know, sport mode in nature. I like to have that tight steering column. Also, the active trace control is fantastic because it gives the vehicle cognizance to adhere to the way you drive, right? It's going to know your throttle positioning and how you're hitting the gas and applying brake in and out of corners, and it's going to be able to do the kind of amplify your driving experience with all that. Top screen, bottom screen is really nice because top screen's got the GPS. In this case, Apple CarPlay. You'll notice the phone's plugged up because the phone doesn't want to die. But if I didn't use this cord, I have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So provided your phone has the capabilities, all I've got to do is plug it up or set it up, and here's what I do. And here's why I like this, okay? This screen looks a little bit better because if I hit maps and I actually go to it, I can do relative location searches as opposed to absolute. I can hit the talk.
Where would you like to go?
Nearest Popeye's Chicken.
The nearest one I found is Popeye's.
Boom. And just like that, without saying please or thank you, I can click on one of those and head that way. Whereas opposed to, I would typically have to, you know, plug in the actual coordinates. So I can say nearest, you know, gas station or anything like that, and it will do it, and it'll automatically update my maps. I can use my text messages, audiobooks, Spotify. I can do a Zoom meeting. A lot of people didn't know this, but you can do the Waze. People use the Waze application for their maps because it shows potholes and things like that. So really unique Apple CarPlay stuff to not deter from your bottom screen, which might be, for instance, driver's assistance package. So here's the things that we get to pick up that you thought might be important. Your lane assist, you may say to yourself, you know what, I do like lane warning, maybe not intervention. I do like to know, you know, on my trip to Florida that I said I was going to take, I do like to know if I'm drifting off the lane on a long drive, maybe I'm getting fatigued, but I may not want it to intervene. I don't like a car to drive for me, you know, some people would say. So you can itemize those things, very customizable in that regard, which I think you might find really, really compelling. I want to show you the 360 round view monitor. Because with that, you not only get a bird's eye view of your car as opposed to just the flat, you know, backup camera on a lot of models. You also get to take advantage of a curbside view. So if I hit camera one more time, I get a curbside view, so I don't chop up my nice expensive wheel, and I don't want to go ahead and use those run flats right away. So I do get that curbside view with moving object detection. So if I'm, if I'm in my parking spot, maybe I'm getting ready to pull out of like a, grocery store. Somebody's walking here, it's gonna, alert me yellow or something like that. Or let's say if I was getting ready to back up as well, and I was going to hit a big object like a telephone pole. It's going to register that and apply brake pressure for me. In fact, it does have pedestrian detection, rear cross traffic alert. So it does have all that safety technology that you mentioned might be to your advantage. And hey, I couldn't disagree. Activating all that is very simple. Right here, push of a button, boom, just like such. Now it's all activated. You'll notice here, and I'm getting ready to go over this with you too. Let me show you the blind spot warning, and I want to show you the heads-up display. So taking a moment to look at the blind spot warning, it's unique. It's not on the exterior of the car like a lot of them. It's on the A-pillar, and it actually tends to give you a little bit more visibility, and I can actually customize that and turn the visibility of that light register lighter or darker or intermittent. So here's how that works. Driving down the road, and you're gonna notice on your test drive, if somebody's coming up on your blind spot, what that's gonna do is it's just gonna go yellow. So if I'm driving down the road, someone's in my blind spot, I happen to look over, it's yellow, hey, I know I can't get over. Further, I got my blinker on. Car says, okay, undoubtedly you're trying to get over. It's gonna actually say, instead of just a stagnant yellow light, a blinking and an audible beep, 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 hey, don't get over. If I don't adhere to that primary or secondary warning, a tertiary warning comes on, probably the most profound, which is that it will actually apply brake pressure, keep you centered in the lane to avoid an accident. So if that doesn't, absolutely wow you, I know what will. If you've never felt like Batman, you will today. Here's your heads-up display. If you look just beyond the dashboard there, you'll notice the speed limit sign, the digital speedometer, and if I had some coordinates plugged in there, you'd actually see the turn-by-turn directions of your GPS. So things that would typically, veer your attention away is all going to be found there. Love that, right? Love the heads-up display. You also have an ambient lighting system. Again, these things are going to be a little bit more accentuated at nighttime, as well as the heads-up display, but it is there and it is fantastic. So wanted to go over a couple more key points before I let you guys drive this vehicle, and that's just a couple things like this, right? You've got an auto hold button. So if I'm in drive, I've got my auto hold engaged. What that's going to do is keep the car from going, right? I'm in drive and it's not going to go. And the reason that is because if if my foot slips off the brake, I might hit the car in front of me. A lot of accidents happen at that very, very low, low volume, low speed type deal. Well, if my foot slips off, maybe I've got a sciatica problem like everybody in America. I don't have to rest on that brake and actually wear my brake. Further, all I got to do is hit auto hold, take my foot off the brake, and it's not going anywhere. The minute I hit the gas, it goes right back on. So that's another neat little trick. So with your sound system,
to the U.S., where he'll have to deal with Republicans.
This one comes standard with commercials.
Kentucky's own Mitch McConnell.
And propaganda. No, it's fantastic because what it has is active noise cancellation and sound enhancement. So basically it minimizes, low frequency noises and counterbalances that to make sure you have the most optimum sound outside of the premium Bose speakers that you have. But it also has acoustic windows, front windows here. And that's what that's going to do, is particularly at high speeds, is reduce the road noise. So you're going to be able to have a concert in this vehicle while maintaining comfort. So a lot to go over. Hopefully I touch base on everything. If not most things, Rome wasn't built overnight. You'll have questions, I'll have answers. But I wanted to at least be able to preface your experience with confidence. So you guys take it out on the road. I've got your driver's license and insurance. I will see you when I look at you, and we'll set up the delivery momentarily. Thanks again.